Well, hello there, friends and family. As you can see, we're back in the focus again today. Yeah, and it's a wonderful morning. Finally got some sunshine. And I'm going to take a little ride. And we're going to go out in the countryside. And you might wonder why. Well, I want to take a little ride, talking about a few things. Some of which is just, talking about how people perceive other peoples and places, and how that can be totally not correct or totally the truth. And I've taken you for a ride around many of the places, within about 50 to 75 miles of where I lived, down here in the deep south of Alabama. We've traveled, state highways, county roads, and what have you. But today's going to be a little bit different. We're going to go out where, in some areas, you got to pipe the sunshine in. But there are places where people like to live out by themselves. They enjoy the isolation. I can't say, I blame them so much these days. Now, turn up that window a little, so maybe y'all can hear me a little better. Now, as you know, we've been getting plenty of rain. It's been an everyday thing. And as you can see, we're partly cloudy today, and right now it's beautiful. But that's supposed to change, and this afternoon more rain's coming. And we're heading on up here to a road called Ice Plant Road, because once upon a time, way back in the day, we had an ice plant. That was back before we had refrigerators. I can remember the Iceman coming by my great-grandmother's, because she still had an ice box. Well, here we are, Ice Plant Road. So we're going to head on down here, and this is just a little small county road, and that. And not many people live on down this way. And it's just a tar and gravel road, which used to be quite common in most areas of the country. And still is common in most states, if you get back out into what I call the real country. And that. So we're going to continue on up Ice Plant here. And this is one of Alabama's, for better lack of term, a dirt road. And we're going to head on up it. And that. And see how the ride is. Now all I got here is a little bitty Ford Focus. I ain't got me no big old F-150, F-250 or F-350, one of them there old GMC 1500s or 2500s. We just got the Focus. But it's highly modified. Now, I'm coming on up here. Now we're cruising along at 20 miles an hour because we're not stupid. We could go kick it up some. Maybe 30, 35. You got to use some sense when you're out here on these types of roads. Now, there'll be at times when it's raining a whole lot and all of that. We up to 30 miles an hour. Woo! Can you imagine what I could do on this road with an F-150? Anyway, I was watching a video today where a person in another state was traveling down a similar road in their state. It wasn't quite as in good a shape as this one. This one got potholes in it. See them right there? Yep, sure does. But it won't be long. They'll bring the grader through and they'll fix that all up, you know. But I was enjoying the video and the scenery and all that, albeit the road was, oh, just a big old muddy mess, because they've been having, like all of us in the southeast, a whole lot of rain. But then there were some comments made about, you know, in reference to the state where I live, which, you know, I'm not a native born Alabamian, but I have become such because I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere else in my life, you know. And we're still traveling along at a brisk 20-25, you know. And then there were some references to, you know, the movie Deliverance. Here we go. And apparently this particular individual didn't realize that, I guess, you know, Deliverance wasn't even about Alabama. Wasn't even shot in Alabama. It was about the Chattanooga. That's where it was shot at, up in Rayborn County, northeast Georgia. Yep, surely was. You know? So, that sort of pissed me off. See, I do my best to dispel the myths and misconceptions of not only the southeast, but Alabama. And I don't promote them. Yeah, we got dirt roads. You on one right now, very rural. And I can go take you down many more. But they're not really dirt. They're that Alabama red clay and what we call chirp. And right offhand, can't tell you what chirp is. You have to look it up. You know, it's sort of like a flaky type of gravel. It's a type of rock. But anyway, I thought I'd come out, get in the old Focus all-terrain vehicle, which it is not, and I'd manage one of ours way out in the rural countryside, which is where we are right now. Plus, I'd enjoy the day. So there you have it. If you'd like to see more of the deep country, back roads of Alabama, i.e. dirt roads, I'd be more than glad to take you along. You might just be surprised, like our county roads I'm on right now. Yep, there'll be tar and gravel at times, and there'll be asphalt. But you've rode with me a many a times. But I learned a long time ago, you might want to know what you're talking about. And you might have had, you know, extensive knowledge and explored where other people live before you open up mouth, insert your foot. Seems to be good common sense. I learned that lesson long time ago. You know, if I don't know what I'm talking about, I ain't been there, or if I haven't been there extensively to know, then I just keep my mouth shut. Wise advice, youngins. You see, I don't got to make Alabama better by making other states less. Alabama, it's like our welcome sign says, Alabama, welcome to Alabama the beautiful. We've got mountains, we've got the coastal plains, we got the foothills, we got the Piedmont, we got the deltas, all kinds of rivers, lakes, and reservoirs. And if a person really wants to know and become educated in the state, that's what they got that thing called Google for. You know? Rather than making remarks about the condition of it and associating less than favorable stereotypes towards other states. That's all I'm saying. So, like I normally say when we out here in the back country, we back to civilization. Of course, we were always in civilization. And the people that live out there, are they less people than anywhere else? Are they undereducated? Well, what you might not have seen, because I didn't turn off, there's homes out there that are worth anywhere from $500,000 and above. But they like it out there. They like their privacy. Hey, a whole bunch of them went to college and university. Yes, they did. And if they didn't, they most likely finished high school, more than I can say for some people. But yep, got me stirred up a little bit this morning over my morning coffee. So I figured I'd just share with y'all that, yeah, we got some, you know, less than desirable roads, just like every state in this here glorious union. And I've been to many. And if you look, you will find some states, you know, they're the first to admit they got issues with their roads. But I leave it up to them. I don't need to make references to education, background. And part of me doing the channel, and part of what I wanted to do was take everybody out throughout Alabama and show them all the things there are to see, all the history there is to know, and I haven't even scratched the surface. And I'm hoping once all this here CB nonsense gets taken care of, I'll be able to do more of that. But for now, I sort of stick it close to home, because you just never know what's going to happen. So anyway, that's my rant for today. As I took you for a little off-roading, I must admit, in the all-terrain version of a Ford Focus. And just imagine, like I say, what I could have done with an F-150 or a Chevy 1500. Woo, it would have been, hold on to your seats. We're blasting through. But I've had my day doing that. I'm too old, probably a little bit smarter now, I hope. Now, most people been with the channel a long time, you know, they know Mr. Tom's not a native Alabamian, even though he's grown to love his state and calls it home. I am a native-born New Yorker, and most of my direct family comes from Pennsylvania, upstate, and New York. And I can tell you this. When they came down to visit us after we moved here with the U.S. military in 1966, and they came down a year or two later to visit, their whole perception of the state of Alabama was basically what they saw in movies. Similar like Gone with the Wind, yeah, and such. And as they drove through it, and got down here, and you know, we took them around and showed them the sights and all that. They just couldn't believe how different it was than what is shown. And it saddens me today that people have to perpetuate that same old nonsense here in 2021. You would think by now people would be far more educated than that. But I guess some just aren't. Maybe they're resisting. But maybe if they really cared, or really wanted to know, which I doubt they do, they'd come on down and visit sometimes. Well, here we are, back in the neighborhood, and we're gonna head her on into the driveway. Like I said, it wasn't a long trip. I sort of got my feathers ruffled. I'll get over it. And you know, here's another thing, and I've known this all my life, or not all my life, I guess since about my 30s. Another thing I learned was, if you give people enough time, they will show their true colors. You can't fake being anything forever. Whether that's faking that you like somebody, that you're a friend, whether you have certain talents or skills, certain background or upbringing, it doesn't matter what it is. Sooner or later, the true person, like cream, will rise to the top. So we're back at the old home place, and I got work to do, and I'm gonna get on it. It was just a quick ride. Need to charge up folks anyway. Might as well take y'all along and talk about some of the myths and ignorance that people still purvey out on social media about Alabama. So until we all see you on the next video, y'all take care, stay safe, and God bless each and every one of you. Goodbye for now.